p.m. Central Time. What is it? Sunday, the 19th of October, 2025. And I'm thinking a lot about how to recognize the difference between someone who has a problem with something and someone who wants to be a problem, you know? And I've met a lot of really scary people. And a lot of the times I'm really confused by, how everyone fits together. I'm confused by, what their intentions are, what their motives are. And I'm confused by why I have such a hard time compared to how gorgeous, everyone standing across from me appears to be. There's this invisible conspiracy regarding Olympus that wherever you've been or wherever you think you're going isn't as much as the fact that something about what is now was always ordained. It was always, it was always going to go something like this. And I don't feel that way. So, that's all I need, I got a girl crush on, an heiress. I've got a girl crush on, I don't know, like, adolescence, on the innocence of youth. And I don't see that. I don't feel that. I don't know that. So as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't exist. And if you feel like that's how it was always going to be, well, that's probably because you were planning on ensuring as much. In case you didn't know, my family doesn't love me. In case you didn't know, I work as hard as I do because I seriously do not want to expect anything from them ever. Because if I do, I will get hurt. In case you didn't know, that as successful and also content as they seem to be, is their biggest weapon against me because I'm so unhappy. And they don't care to bat their eyes. That is the biggest propaganda against me, is that I shouldn't have no problem because they don't got no problem. But it's not just that. It's something about something that isn't here. It's not about presence. It's not about earth. It's not about God. It's about greed, privilege, and power. And no, because it's called marrow. Marrow. No, the thing is that when I start talking about George Washington and Benjamin Franklin and Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, you know, it's like, censor me, if you will, ignore me, or whatever it is, but ultimately, I am not the end all be all of history. And there are a lot of people who will, you know, reject historical events, or, you know, the value or meaning of it, because that's where they find the most inspiration, is in rejecting someone else. Um, um, I used to argue with those people a lot, um, but I didn't know what they were arguing with me about. And I would cry to them, and I would, you know, scream until I was, you know, red in the face. But ultimately, I couldn't ever see eye to eye with them. I just didn't know what their problem was. Well, folks, my Facebook settlement check came in the mail. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not a billionaire either. I'm not a trillionaire. I got $38.16. I was really kind of thinking that, you know, this might be it for me. It might change my life, you know, because I felt like a prisoner to so many people for so long. But that's not why I'm crying. It's not because I'm poor. It's because you don't want to know how much I am rejected so that I am poor. Because the people who are able to get away with it do. Ultimately, my thing is that if it makes no difference to you, then it should be just as well to be thoughtful and compassionate. But it isn't just as well. For some reason, these people think that, you know, it's D-Day every day. And walk around like they got a knife behind their back. And it's so crazy because they're not the children. They're not They're not the most vulnerable. But they make themselves out to be. Once upon a time, someone told themselves that that someone owed someone something. And maybe they never had a conversation about it before. Someone just decided that someone was going to owe them something. And that's too simple, so you don't want to believe it. But what's more simple is how easy it is for them to tell themselves that every single day. Like a complete sociopath. That if I ever made $1 million, I would have to pay it to my parents because I cost them $1 million. They did not pay. They hid. They hid from their responsibilities. They hid me from being protected. They didn't spend $1 million. It doesn't matter. Conceptually speaking, once upon a time, I was a meal ticket. And it never changed. But you don't want to know. So, is it because I deserve all of the sympathy? No. These people would have done the same thing to someone else, but they would have been over there and they would have been, you know, far between. That's the thing about me is if you're going to act like you got some business with me, I'm not going to be, halfway across the world when you try to take what you think is yours. I'm going to be standing right in front of you. So that's me. I guess that's the only reason why it's different. Must be that, people had great aunties and second cousins who would just pull up on them like they had business too. It isn't until maybe something bad happens and you realize that auntie and uncle never got married and your cousins all have different names, different last names, and those people aren't actually your family. They just know how to force themselves on people. Sort of like that. So keep your shirt. Don't lose your shirt. Anybody who tries to take your shirt off someone's back, that's not to be generous. That's to make you worse off than them.